They say the secret to becoming a successful channel on YouTube is always producing content. They also say that it's to be genuine and never put anything up that you're not proud of or that you can't live with for the rest of your life. Well, I guess to be genuine, to share something that I'm not entirely proud of, I tend to spend some time at night surfing the internet. I'm looking for a specific type of content. It's a minority. It's something that's not very popular among a lot of people. Even amongst people who share similar interests, it seems to be somewhat of a niche, somewhat of an outlying idea. Even people that share a similar like seem to think it's strange. Still, I can't seem to quit. I have to find more minis. What did you think I was talking about, perv? Now, for starters, you and I both know that there are a lot of things I could be doing in the middle of the night, but I'm not doing them right now. I'm online, and I'm just kind of looking. Some people like to go shopping in malls or go to different stores and just see different things and touch different things. Well, this is kind of how I entertain myself. Scanning pages in the middle of the night, just looking for that deal that for some reason no one in the thousands of people who are doing exactly the same thing I'm doing have been able to find. Just looking for something to light on. Is it a guitar? Is it an effects pedal? Is it an amplifier? Is it someone that's expecting to get $5,000 for a guitar that I have sitting behind me that I paid $7 for yesterday? They call it gear acquisition syndrome. It's that idea that even before you've really broken in the last piece of gear, you're already on the hunt for the next piece of gear. Yeah, there are a lot of psychological reasons for it. But you know what they say? Teach a man to fish, he'll never go hungry. Teach a man to play guitar, he'll never have money for anything other than bread and peanut butter. Hey, you want to play along? Let me show you how. I should probably explain at this point, it's not really an obsession so much as a lifestyle. When I travel on vacation, some people go to the beach and they go to the beach for the beach's sake. They go to the mountains and go to the mountains for the mountain's sake. Or they go to the big city and go to the big city for the city's sake. Me? I go to music stores. I couldn't tell you how many music stores I've been in just this year. I just go in, play guitars, hang out, have a conversation. I miss the atmosphere that I had in the music store when I worked at the one in the Huntington Mall. Shout out to all my Pied Piper folks. Odds are you're not watching, but I don't care. But I live in a town of 7,000 people. There are a couple of pawn shops that have some guitars around, but it's at least a half an hour to 45-minute drive in order to get to a music store. And most of the ones that are that close are chains, big boxes. They don't smell right. They smell clean. So I find myself on sites like Sweetwater, going through their categories. But the problem with this is you have a buy before you try thing. You find something that's interesting and you've got to order it. And then you get it to your house, and if it doesn't work, you either sell it at a loss somewhere local on Marketplace, or pawn it, or send it back. But it's not like we ever do that. Sweetwater probably has the biggest selection of in stock. Plus they ship candy with every order. Yeah. Have I mentioned that I'm diabetic now? There's something that happened this year. Yay me! Of course, there's also Musician's Friend and their stupid deal of the day. This is a great way to pick up things that you don't need just because it's a great price. And they're actually connected to Guitar Center, the big box store, that also has an online presence. And if you're like me, a new guitar is kind of like buying a new car. Other people can take the hit of the depreciation. And there are lots of used sites like Reverb, Facebook Marketplace, local yard sales, estate sales, pawn shops, newspaper, classifieds. You can pick up used instruments just about everywhere. And then you've got your holy grail shops. like casino guitars, just a few miles from my house. High-end gear, great people, wonderful YouTube channel. Give them a like and a follow and a subscription, and I guarantee you'll find yourself hooked on all things musical. They're a whole lot more high-end than I can afford, but ultimately, they're pretty cool guys to hang out with. And I know because I got to spend some time with them. Yeah, I geeked out a little bit, but Baxter, the owner, he actually carried the amp to my car for me. How cool is that? He's got the attention span of a gnat. I think we'd get on quite famously. But their shop in person, it's almost like a church. There's a reverence there. Comfortable places to sit, hang out, just shoot the breeze with people. It may not be worship, but if you're a musician, it is definitely a sanctuary. And that's why my house looks the way that it does. You can call it whatever you want. Obsession, therapy. Some people do jigsaw puzzles. Some people do woodworking. Some people hike. This is what I do. It's a way to make something creative, to actually construct something, to reclaim things that were once cast off and thrown away. I do it with people on a regular basis. This, well, it keeps me sane, or at least closer to sane. You know that whole what would you do if you won the lottery thing? It's a weird place to be when you realize I would just do more of what I already do now. But since I haven't hit the lottery and I don't play, I'll show you another secret. Goodwill Online, a wonderful opportunity to shop. You go into My Shop Goodwill and you can choose your options. I'm going to look at my favorites first. These are things that I already have listed. A couple of guitars to take a look at. But I don't really see anything that's coming up very quickly. So let's go back up to my Goodwill. And one of the other nice features is you can go to a personal shopper and enter keywords and pretty much establish a search that continues to go on even when you're not around. Then you access it by clicking on the eye, and it'll show you the topic that you've entered in the keyword section. Mine just happens to be guitar. Shock, shock, shock. So as we scroll down and I look at these acoustics, which I don't really need, and I look at the amplifiers, which I really don't need, and I look at a cardboard dulcimer, maybe, hammered dulcimer. That's interesting. Might have to come back and check that out. Let's see if we can find something to light on it, if for no other reason than just to have something to do. All right, well, let's look at this little kid's guitar here. This little pink beastie looks like everything else that I've got on the table to mod at this point. Doesn't look like it's in bad shape, but I'm going to check the shipping cost because that's always an addition. Now, of course, I edited here so you wouldn't see my home address, but the shipping costs are $25.42, which I'll round up to $25.50, and then I'll save this in my favorites. So then I'm going to go check my favorites real quick and do a little bit of extra work that'll help me out later. They have a notes section here, so I'll go to the notes and then add in the price of shipping, and that way, whenever I come back to it, I can remember, okay, what's the total price? Now, a lot of people don't include shipping in the price of the guitar. It's more fun to say, I got it for $13. But I figure total price is total price. For that little pink guitar, I'm basically looking at about $36 to have it delivered to my door. But there's another feature to pay attention to. Underneath some of the items, there's a buy it now option, and it will tell you how much it costs to go ahead and purchase the item. Now, you still have to pay shipping, but if I want to spend the extra $3, I can shut down the option now and go ahead and purchase it. So what do you think I should do? Should I buy it, or should I just let this deal go? What if there's never another one? There will be. There'll be another stupid deal of the day. There'll be another auction on a pink little kid's guitar. There'll be options on full-size guitars. There's always an option to pick it up used. The music shops, especially the onlines, they're not going anywhere. It's always going to be an opportunity to get more gear. The main thing you have to understand is that more gear is not going to make you a better player. A better amp is not going to make you a better player. It's not going to make it any better, no matter how much stuff you have. The thing that you need more than anything else is sanctuary. And that's what I have. And that's what I'm trying to share with you, is a little bit of that peace. I know it's ridiculous, and that's what makes it fun. The Mini Guitar Society. Big tone, big times, little guitars. Now go play!